Hey guys, Schway here. This is episode 2 of You Haven't Seen What? We had some slight technical issues with the first part of the pod. You'll hear a little I sound slightly auto-tuned, not too bad, but just wanted to let you know that's what you might be hearing. And without further ado, here it is, episode 2. It really emphasizes how vastly outmatched they are compared to the Predator, who, has
a lot of abilities.
yeah,
or, like,
abilities.
tools or whatever.
Yeah, just taking out all the vast, difference in weapons technology that they have. Just taking out the weapons, right?
Yeah.
He's invisible the whole fucking movie. Like, it's just like, it's not even fair. I literally, one of the... Hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the You Haven't Seen What podcast. I need to figure out how to say that in character so it sounds more authentic, but I just don't have it with me today. So far, if you're listening to this, we've done episode 1 with my guy Piazza on the movie Bloodsport. Had a great time today. I am on with a very special guest, my godson slash cousin slash dude I know, Mikey. I don't know how you want me to introduce you as Mikey Longstride Nickel.
That or Chef Manupulu.
Chef Manupulu, that also, for all the Monopoly fans out there, we play in Manupulu. So yeah, if you're just joining us, guys, basic premise of the podcast is originally I wanted people to give me 10 movies that were their favorite movies, but I feel like that's too much pressure. So now I have people give me a list of 10 movies that, they put their list together and they can theme it however they would like. I find it's easier to do that once you say that that's just something people start doing this as homework and taking it way too seriously. And I still have 4 or 5 guests I asked to be on the show who are doing in-depth research about what their movie should be. And I thought it should be more fun than that. So today we have a list from Mikey about what movies he has, and we'll see if there are any movies that I have not seen yet. So Mikey, did you have a theme on your list, or?
I did not. I had kind of a spread out of movies.
A spread. So just generally, well, no, didn't, I thought you made your list so it's basically what you thought I hadn't seen.
Yeah, what you hadn't, that's technically the theme.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that I enjoyed.
So guys, for the record, since Mikey's actually related to me, he's going to have more inside information about what I have and haven't seen yet. So he's trying to cater his list to me, and I believe he also... For him, I'm going to let him break the rule, but normally we do 10 movies. I think he actually has 12, right? He has 12, yeah. And there's 2 movies he brought up to me a while ago that I know I haven't seen, and if they're not on the list, we may add them. We'll see. So, Mikey, would you care to start your list?
Yes. Starting off, we have Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Okay. From the new the reboot, not the one from Mark Wahlberg. The second movie is Hacksaw Ridge, starring Andrew Garfield. The third movie is Old Boy, which is an old Japanese or Korean film. Not the one with Josh Brolin, but the one before that.
Well, I'm going to stop you there just because I find it insulting that you think I haven't seen Old Boy, because I love that movie. But anyway, I normally don't say which ones I have and haven't seen.
That's why I put it on the list.
I'm just going to throw it out there that I love that movie. Okay. Anyways, keep it going.
Yes, very fantastic movie. The fourth movie is Holes with Shia LaBeouf. Yes, exactly. Classic movie. The fifth one, my bad, is Good Time with Robert Pattinson and one of those Safdie brothers. Sixth is a movie called Chronicle, which was one of my personal favorites when I was a kid. And then the seventh movie is Saving Private Ryan. Number 8, The Nice Guys. Number 9, The Revenant. Number 10, Prey. Number 11, The Grey. And number 12 is Hostiles.
Number 12 is Hostiles. So, interesting. Mikey hit one of the 2 movies on the list that I know I haven't seen.
And I'm guessing it was Saving Private Ryan.
It was Saving Private Ryan.
So I figured.
Yeah, I have not seen Saving Private Ryan. How long is Saving Private Ryan? Is that done?
I will say 2 hours and 50 minutes. Maybe 2 hours and 40 minutes, if you want to be nice.
Do we have that notes right now?
Maybe not. I was about to say
Because I was like, I haven't seen Saving Private Ryan. I know that would be a good episode. I just don't know if we want to start that.
We'll save that for another
8-10 at night. You know.
Yeah, I was trying to do some research on how long some of these movies were.
Yeah. Let me see your list again. So.
Hostel starring Christian Bale.
Okay.
The Grey with Liam Neeson. Prey was actually one of the few good movies that came out from the Predator. That was one of the newer releases, and I thought was really.
Oh, okay, the Hulu movie.
Yeah, because it kind of went back to its roots. You know, they're kind of it's just the Predator kind of just ends up in the landscape, and then they.
I will say you've done a really good job because there's only a couple of these I've seen, and one of them I'm going to take out, even though I haven't seen the full thing. I saw parts of it when I used to work at this summer camp. I don't remember seeing holes, but I've seen like the majority of it, so I don't know if I can let that count.
Yeah, it came from the book first, and I think it turned into the movie, and it was a classic.
Okay.
That's about 2 hours.
They're all the movie you chose long as shit, bro.
Prey is an hour 40.
Okay.
39.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hacksaw Ridge, 2 hours 30. Let's see.
And guys, this is not normally how we do the pod. Usually I would start earlier in the day so we could watch longer stuff. But since I'm working around Mikey's schedule of work / going back to college, we have to do it where we have time to do it. So
usually the ones that are less than 2 hours are Prey, Good Time. Holes is exactly 2 hours. I think the Grey might be an hour 50, if I'm not mistaken. But
the Grey might be an hour 50. Yeah.
If we're gonna recommend a movie, I would recommend Prey or also Chronicle. Chronicle is also one of those movies where it's like a.
Well, guys, normally I choose the movie, but given the fact that we're a little bit more crunched on time today comparatively, I'm gonna let Mikey choose between one of the three movies. Which is either going to be Prey, The Grey, or Chronicle. I have not seen any of those three movies.
Chronicle is one of those, I guess you can say, found footage movies. I don't want to say too much, but
I literally know nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
one of those like found footage movies.
Which one are you feeling today? Prey, Grey, or Chronicle?
Prey's pretty good.
So you want to Prey?
It's hard between Prey and Chronicle.
And again, guys, we're so off the normal script about this because normally I would have, if it was me, I would have chose Saving Private Ryan, but considering that's a long ass watch and we don't have the time right now.
That would be the movie I would say to watch.
Yeah. Why don't we just keep it easy and we can do fucking either Grey or Prey?
Let's do Prey.
We'll do Prey. So the Prey, if you guys aren't hip, it's one of the sequels for Alien. It's Predator.
It's one of the newer movie that came out. I think they're making a second one.
Yeah, it was direct to Hulu during the pandemic, or as I call it, the Manny Panny. I wanted to see it. I just didn't see it because, to be honest, I've only seen the first Predator. I didn't see any of the follow-ups.
Very good.
And I'm one of those people that I like seeing all the movies in order if I can help it.
Yeah, it was a lot better than the ones that came after the first one.
Well, Danny Glover was in 2, so I kind of want to see that. But I figured that it was just one of those things where it was kind of a standalone, where it's like kind of relevant to the original since it has the Predator in it, but it's not connected to any of the characters besides the original Predator. The main reason I didn't watch it, like I said, I hadn't seen any of the previous ones, any of the prequels, besides the original one with Arnold and Carl Weathers and Jesse the Body Ventura. So I didn't feel like I should watch it yet, and I just never got around to seeing it. I heard great things. I guess we're going to break my own rule today and just watch it, even though I haven't actually, seen it, all the prequels to it. So pretty much the only thought was that you thought I hadn't seen this. Was there a reason you put this on your list?
I put it on the list because I watched the first Predator movie. And it's, they're in the jungle and they're just trying to survive the Predator. And this one is kind of the same vibe where it's not like weird futuristic looking stuff with like guns. It's kind of, I'm trying to remember like when it takes place year wise, but yeah, the Predator kind of just drops in and it kind of gives the vibes of the first movie.
Yeah, it kind of almost gave me on paper, when I didn't really know anything about it, I saw the trailer and it kind of looked like a mixture of Predator and that Mel Gibson movie Apocalypto, where it was dealing with like tribes in like Central and South America, like hundreds to thousands of years ago, type thing.
Yep.
So I kind of thought that was the vibe it
That's
gave me.
that's another reason why I put it on, because it was a different time period,
Yeah,
and it was just like it was interesting to see and be like, okay, this is really cool.
yeah. I'm really gonna have to figure out a way to get people to be more shocked when I tell them, because when I tell people in person that I haven't seen the movie, I get people yelling at me first. You're the second person on here who I've had it and who I've told what movie I haven't seen, and not even a peep from you. You weren't even surprised at all. It's just we got to figure out a way to get those more natural reactions on that.
Well, I'm curious. I am curious on the other movie that was besides Saving Private Ryan.
Should I tell you, or should I save that for a future episode? I could just have an episode where I do it with you, and I pick the movie because I know I haven't seen it, and I know you love it, and I just don't tell you.
I don't want you to say it now, because now it's really just gonna get.
I'm surprised you didn't get one of them. Like,
I knew when I put Saving Private Ryan, I'm like, that was definitely one of the movies.
Yeah, the other movie you were, excuse my language, but we're dick riding the other movie very hard, very hard. Like that's to me needed very hard. Like you love that other movie, so I was surprised you didn't say the other one, but I don't know if I should tell you now because I feel like it would be a really good episode. I think we'll have to do a surprise episode where I set up a list. I just bring on, I'll be like, Mikey, today we're watching this, and you're gonna be like, hopefully we finally get that reaction out of you, like, how the fuck have you not seen that? I thought when I said I hadn't seen Private Ryan, you freak out, but you didn't. I guess
because
you made the whole list based around stuff you thought I hadn't seen, so you're not really as surprised.
Yeah,
you know? Yeah, that's one of the issues.
I definitely have a lot more movies in my head, but we'll save that for another episode.
So Prey is definitely one of those movies that it was like I wasn't opposed to seeing. It's just I wanted to watch the prequels, and then I just got caught up watching other stuff and just never watched it. Yeah. So it wasn't like any particular reason. I have only heard good stuff, so I'm actually excited to check it out. So if you have any other stuff you'd like to say about the movie before, we can pop it on and get to watch.
I say let's just get right into it.
All right, cool. Here we're going to do a little commercial break, guys, while Mikey and I watch it, and then we'll come back to talk about it at the end. So here's a word from our sponsors, aka me.
Hey guys, Schway here, and if you'd like to support the podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with as many people as you can. Also, go over to schwaynostalgia.com and buy a t-shirt. We got all sorts of cool merch, even scented candles. It's super random, but we got it. Vintage, all sorts of action figures, collectibles, toys, all sorts of cool stuff. schwaynostalgia.com, and again, please like, share, and subscribe the podcast. Thanks, and enjoy the rest of the show.
All right. Well, here's the second attempt at starting this. We got stopped earlier. You're good, Mike. It's okay. We just finished Prey. I hope you enjoyed the ads I made. Just enjoyed Prey, the Hulu original film. That's I guess you could say a prequel of Predator, kind of a standalone film within the universe. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely a movie that I like the fact that it's, part of the Predator universe, but it's its own thing. It touches on the old one a little bit in certain parts, but I really like how they really, put their own spin on this film instead of just doing like a reboot or something else that seems very popular nowadays, when instead of being original, they're just like, oh yeah, we'll just reboot it, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is a really fresh take, I thought, on Predator overall. I think it was a good choice on your part.
Yeah, I would say compared to the other ones, besides the first one, obviously, it was definitely up there with my favorite, because the last one that they had was more like they're trying to make it more comedy, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I'm trying to think. Like, I think I might have seen like brief clips of other Predator movies. I think this is the only Predator movie besides.
I haven't seen the second one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. So I saw the first one.
I saw the third and the fourth.
Is one of those Aliens versus Predator? I don't even know.
Yeah, they have those. I don't think I've watched those though.
Yeah,
not that I really care.
Like I said, I saw the first one with Arnold, and then I just watched this with you. I thought it was good. Some of the notes I took was like it was definitely the way it was shot made it look very like clean, almost too clean. You know what I'm saying? Like the especially the effects were like pretty good, but it kind of, which nowadays this is the new like straight to DVD type movie or whatever, since it just went straight to streaming. You could definitely tell the effects budget and other stuff like that was below like a normal major motion picture, but I still appreciate the fact that they're taking chances doing, vastly different stuff.
And something in a different time period as well.
Yeah, different time period, and just like I said, completely different, like, it's within the same universe, but it's 200 plus years before.
Like
Since
17.
1719.
Yeah.
I made a note.
Yeah.
So you really see more of how, like, because Predator was dominating Arnold and all his friends in the original one. In this, it's 1719, where, these guys, they're part of, I believe, was the Comanche tribe.
Yeah,
So
the
it's like,
Comanche.
she didn't even have guns to begin with, or anything like that. All they have is bow and arrows, and you end up seeing some of the, you see some of the colonizers later on, the French colonizers coming in, and they have guns, and very, very poorly placed bear traps that keep coming into play at various times throughout the movie. So it's like it really emphasizes how vastly outmatched they are compared to the Predator, who, has
A lot of abilities.
yeah,
or, like,
abilities,
tools or whatever.
yeah, just taking out all the vast, difference in weapons technology that they have. Just taking out the weapons, right?
Yeah.
He's invisible the whole fucking movie. Like, it's just like, it's not even fair. I literally, one of the notes, and I turned to Mikey during the movie, and two things I learned about Predator, which I should have known from the first ones, but it's really emphasized in this movie, is Predator's a dick.
Yeah. That dude doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's just like, being invisible and just murking like innocent wolves and snakes and bears, just working his way up the food chain, just invisible. So like, not that these creatures had a chance to begin with, but giving it literally, like, the bear looked like it had a chance.
Yeah.
But he's just like, nah, I'm invisible. I'm just gonna fuck you up.
Yeah. That's because he just doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, doesn't give a fuck. And then has minimal to no honor. Like, I mean, I don't even know why I'm saying he, because we all know it, was preying on a guy who was pooping during one scene. Well, he called it squatting, but we know what's going on. And, but, later on, they're like, oh, he actually doesn't hunt anything that he thinks isn't a threat. So he passed over the guy pooping, but still, like, he's literally
thinking about it.
Yeah, he's just killing stuff for the sake of killing stuff at this point. It's not. Yeah, like, if he was really about the honor, he would take off the invisibility and all that stuff, and
with the weapons.
Yeah, no, he's literally like, just the minimal technology he has, even without the invisibility, his weaponry is so much more farther advanced than anyone else. It's just pretty ridiculous.
And that's why it makes it interesting during this time period as well, because you're just seeing these people with spears, bow and arrows, and just taking their lives, or like just risking themselves.
Yeah, I mean, the main character, what was it, Naru?
Naru, yeah.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. I thought they made her look really good. It was definitely cool seeing how, again, there's bunches of spoilers, guys, because this is the end of as we're talking about the movie, so there's going to be shitloads of spoilers. So I hope you watched it. I'm just throwing that out there real quick. But, the way she ended up outsmarting the Predator and quickly adapting to learn how to use the Predator's technology was pretty cool. There's certain things I definitely feel like, just production, digital effect quality wise and stuff like that, they could have done more. But it definitely made me want to see like a sequel. Like, if they had a sequel in this universe, well, it's the same universe, but in this time period, I think it's really cool because it just emphasizes how different the Predators are comparatively. And even at the end of the credits, there's a little bit of a,
artwork of
artwork
that come in,
right, artwork of the Predator ship showing up, which definitely leads it to be a sequel. But the ships, even the effects they had in the movie were a little
the ship effects were a little weird, but
because it seems like a movie they're like, we like the concept, we're going to take a cheap flyer on it and see how it does. And I think
it made more than definitely made more than what the cost was.
Yeah, well, I think it was definitely a lower budget type movie. There wasn't anyone super. I didn't know anyone actor wise in the film beforehand.
Yeah.
But yeah, another thing I really noticed: brutal deaths.
Oh yeah, just
brutal death scenes. Like they really, and like they give the Predator new toys I haven't seen as well compared to like previous movies. So like he is just, you know, a sadistic bastard. I don't know what else to say. Yeah, like he's just really just horrible ways to die, man.
Yeah.
Just really horrible ways to die.
Like
You know.
extra, bro.
Yeah, like he literally picked up a snake and just ripped its skin off
for no reason.
and then left it alive to struggle. And I'm just like, sweet Jesus, bro, just kill it. You know, like the poor snake, like it's just minding its business, you know, and then some invisible thing just grabs it and just like, well, screw you. Like, not the best. They really emphasize how terrible the colonizers are, which I thought was, you know, not far from the truth, but just like, man, they came in and just you see this whole field full of dead buffalo, and at first you think it's the predator, but then they do various things to show that it was the colonizers, which makes sense given the predator doesn't really, you know, if he was going to kill a buffalo, it seems like he'd probably just kill one.
Yeah.
Based off how they emphasize.
He killed off like 20 at least.
Yeah, he only killed the humans because the humans kept coming after him and shooting him and shit. Which, to be honest, like, you know,
smart.
well, not smart, but like, if a predator came after us, we didn't know what's going on and hadn't seen the movie Predator. Because to be honest, if I'm in the woods at this point and people just start dying like that, I'm getting as much mud as I can find, just throwing all the mud on me. You know, like if I get dirty, like that's cool. But if I can avoid the predator or whatever other creature that's actually real, that's like the predator, you know, I'm willing to take a little mud. You know, pause. But
take one for the team.
Take one for the team. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to see. You know, like I said, I'm just going through all my notes, guys. Overall, like I said, I thought it was really good. Another thing, she was a Naru and her a lot of the men of her tribe who were going out hunting. I don't know, had very much like horror movie attitude, and what I mean by that is like she's like, I don't think it's a bear, I don't think it's a lion, it's something bigger. And instead of being like, you know what, let's go home, she's like, I have to find this, and I'm gonna kill this predator to be part of my trial to become a like
chief,
a war chief in my tribe is to kill this creature. It's like, bro, like maybe like pass over this one, you know, and just find another lion or a bear or whatever. I mean, those already seem tough enough, and you're gonna go after something that you've seen the devastation it's already causing, and your first instinct is to go after it. Like,
but it's better than it really coming to its eventually coming to its tribe and just murdering everyone.
But I mean, yeah, she doesn't know originally that you know. So on paper, she would just assume like, oh, he's gonna kill all of us. She didn't know that it only really was going after like potential threats. So that's very valid. Besides that, I mean, that was pretty much the majority of the thing. Was the notes I said. You know, the one thing I said again was her going towards danger. I always say this to you. It's just
classic horror movie.
Classic horror movie, and just no one ever listened to the great philosopher Little Mouse who said, "Fuck around with them, fuck arounds, and you'll fuck around and get smoked." And they always go towards the smoke in these movies, and I just don't get it because I definitely would not. But maybe I'm just not cut out for hunting. You know, it's okay. You know, we've been domesticated.
Yeah, it's like the quick scene of like when the French people are talking, where they like.
Yeah, so I was gonna bring that up. So like, pet peeve for me that they did, and this isn't even the movie; it's the people at Hulu who did the subtitles. I hate if this is what you were talking about. I hate when you go into it'll be overall like an English movie, right? And they'll have a section where they're speaking a foreign language. And then the subtitles will either say speaking in a foreign language or it'll actually have the words in said language. So there was French in the movie, and then the subtitles were in French, like I can read French. Like, why didn't like I hate when they just don't like translate for us. You know what I mean? So there's like a good like pretty much all the French dialogue. I have no idea what's going on because
except for one dude who was speaking
English, minimal English, but like I tried putting on subtitles and all the subtitles were still in French, and I'm like, why do they do this? Like, it literally makes it so like these scenes, unless you know French, are kind of like unwatchable. And it's like there's so many movies where it's like I'll watch and it's like on the bottom the subtitles are like speaking in foreign language. I'm like, how does this help get the story along? You know, I just really wish that they'd get someone to actually just translate. Yeah, translate. It's not that deep, man. It's just like it drives me nuts. I don't know. There's so many movies, especially it becomes more apparent now with streaming with like, subtitles. It's like there's so much, pretty much anything that's not comedy, I'll have subtitles on. I like not having it. I think it ruins comedy when you have subtitles because the punchline.
See it before it.
Yeah. So like pretty much, especially a movie like this, like where I noticed with these types of movies where I wouldn't say it's a horror, it's kind of like thriller ish
Yeah, you could say
and
that.
like action movie ish. So it's like there'll be a lot of quiet moments and then all of a sudden the action comes on and it gets really loud.
Yeah, that's like a lot of movies.
Right.
That shit's so annoying.
Yeah, the mixing's just weird where normal talking will be really quiet, so you turn it up, and then the action scenes will be so like 10 times louder, so you have to turn it down and the constant that. So I like having the subtitles, but yeah, they just don't translate it.
Yeah.
So overall, I enjoyed it. I'd rewatch it. I'd be interested if there was a sequel. It also kind of makes me want to go back and watch the original Predator as well as Predator 2, and then I'll look at the other sequels in between and see if I'm willing to watch those or not. I'm willing to give Predator 2 a chance pretty much only because I know nothing about it. I just know Danny Glover's on the cover.
I saw that.
And, pretty much anything with Danny Glover that had a theatrical release, I'm willing to give a chance. I had to put the theatrical release part just because he's done some in this weird Netflix time. A lot of people have done a lot of direct to DVD movies that, some of them end up being good and some of them look weird. I don't know. There's some Aaron Eckhart movie on Netflix that's top 5 that I've never even heard of. But, I always felt bad that guy's career just kind of disappeared for no reason. I thought he was a good Joker. Or not Joker, Two-Face. And he was great and Thank You for Smoking. But that's another thing. So, yeah, I enjoyed the movie.
What did you rate it?
What did I rate it? Probably like the strongest 7 that I could.
Yeah.
I
was thinking, for me, it's like a 7 or an 8.
Yeah, like the strongest 7. I think 8's like a little strong. I had decently high expectations just because people kept telling me how good this movie was.
Yeah, I say 8 based off like the other two that I like the last one that came out before
Yeah.
that one, and the one before that. So
Because like I'd be like, if it was out of 100, I'd be like 78 range would be like what I said. Because I think it's like, I don't know. I think it's like above average. You see it like there's certain things that like I feel like if they made, sorry I said that twice, but if they made this more have a more like cinematic appeal on certain things like with how they shot it and other things like that, little minor things. But for something that I feel like probably didn't cost the studio a lot to make and was just a new take, a new interpretation on an old franchise, I really enjoyed. I like stuff like that where they can take something within a universe and make it uniquely their own while still staying true to universe and not bastardizing it. Because I don't feel like this movie hurt the Predator franchise at all. At anything, it's made me a lot more intrigued about it. Like I'm way more intrigued now about the Predator based off this movie. Like after I saw the first Predator, I was like, yeah, this is badass, but I wasn't like, oh, I want to see what happens next. After watching this, I'm like, oh, I want to see what happens next just because it's such, to me, a unique, like I love when people take risks and just do something completely different, whether it's not with a franchise or just with a movie in general. Because nowadays, it's so much about uh, just rehashing old franchises and doing proven franchises because, money and other stuff like that. And movies ain't what they used to be in theater. So blah, blah, blah. But that's another conversation. Any parting thoughts for us while we're here, Mikey? Or Mikey the Godson, now is now been coined, referred to.
I mean, I agree with you with the like after I first saw this, I was like, yeah, I will really want to see what happens next, and like just because I heard they were gonna make a second one, and I'm curious on what they're gonna do, especially what they showed at the end credits with all those ships. So like,
Yeah, no, they should make a second one.
I just know it's gonna be more brutal.
I really enjoyed the main star was great. I thought she did a great job. I thought she was a really good actress. Hopefully she gets more gigs. I'm not sure what her real name is. I don't like Googling movies before I've watched it because sometimes you Google it and there's like spoilers and other stuff. So I won't even like IMDb movies or anything until like I've actually watched it, unless like I don't care about it being spoiled.
Right.
So I'll look and see what she's up to. But I thought she did a great job. If they do another one, I hope she's somehow involved. I'm curious, but definitely a fresh take on the franchise. I would say you guys should check it out.
And I'm kind of hoping if they ever do another one that's not within this time period, or like if it's not a sequel, then they do something but like in a different time period. I don't like the futuristic Predator stuff. I really like this old fashioned,
Same, man.
like
Same.
because it's fighting people that's not having that much technology and just using sticks, and it's
Well, that for me, and also the fact that when you do future stuff, like you're kind of guessing what the future's going to be
exactly
like. In the past, we already know definitively what it
yeah
was.
right.
So dropping something that's so futuristic in the
Mhm.
past, that was already like light years ahead of Arnold and Carl Weathers and all of
Mhm.
them in the original Predator. Naru and her tribe had way less to work with,
Yep.
and those French colonists had way less to work with. So it's like definitely cool. It would be interesting to see maybe like them, and they could do a lot of it. Opens the door to a lot of different stuff,
Yeah.
time periods, places, all that.
Yeah.
I would be curious about the sequel. um I think that's a wrap on the movie, but Mikey, any thoughts now that this is the first time you've been on a podcast? Any thoughts since you've been here?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time, and I think it's going pretty well.
Yeah, I think it's
I
going
was
pretty
I
well.
was a little nervous at first just because it's my first time, but other than that, I mean, I
Yeah,
get comfortable with it.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
I figure sometimes you need to get a little comfortable. And
Yeah.
we also started a second episode in between recording this part and the second part because Mikey's list was missing a movie I thought that it was going to have. And I ended up telling him what the movie was. So, Morty, quit it. Morty, quit it, buddy. So, I told him what the movie was, and I recorded it, and I thought it was going to be short. And then we ended up doing a whole first half of a podcast. So we'll have that coming out as a special episode soon, whenever we can figure out when to record and stuff. Probably the next month or two or something. But thank you for being here on episode 2.
Yeah, of course, it was
And
amazing watching this movie.
yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
And yeah, appreciate everyone listening. Thanks, guys.
Well, guys, and there you have it. Episode 2 of You Haven't Seen What? Yeah, shout out, Mikey. Appreciate you, brother. Or Godson, I should say. Again, sorry about the technical issues, guys. We learn from our mistakes. As Michael Caine once said, why do we fall? So we can learn to pick ourselves back up. So we're going to pick ourselves back up with episode 3 coming out soon with my good friend Nai. If you follow me on Whatnot and see any of my streams, I'm sure you've met Nai SoFly. So she's going to be on, and we pick a pretty good movie. I'm going to leave you in a little bit of suspense, but I've been pressed about watching this movie for a long time. So excited to do that episode. And it's also going to be our first video pod as well. So we recorded the whole thing on video, and we'll be releasing the video portion of the pod on YouTube. So follow Schway Nostalgia on YouTube. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe on there. Wherever you listen to your podcast, please like, share, subscribe. If you can tell your friends, I'd appreciate it. But I appreciate you listening and look forward to doing more. Thanks for listening again, guys, and have a good day.